Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another mock draft video. Today we're doing it on Fantasy Football Calculator with Andrew Kiorkof, who's another YouTuber. He's not in the video, obviously, but he is drafting. He's at the 6th position. And before I start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot. You're going to be getting daily fantasy football mock drafts and other videos relating to fantasy football. So, we're at pick 10 here, and it is a 2-quarterback mock draft. And we gotta wait for it to start, obviously, because this is live. So this video is probably gonna be a bit longer than normal. Probably about 40 minutes. Normally my videos are like 20 minutes for mock drafts. And the strategy I use here in 2-quarterback is going to be similar to what you're going to be using in a 1-quarterback. Or not in a 1-quarterback, but a superflex league. So I've never used this website, so I'm not even sure where my team is going to show up at once I draft them. But it's okay. We're just going to draft like normal and hope we do good. So the draft starts in 30 seconds. So make sure you guys do leave a like and click that subscribe button like I asked, please. It means a lot. Thank you guys for 30 subscribers. I'm recording this on Sunday, and today I reached 30 subscribers, so it means a lot that you guys are subscribing. And I'd like to hit 100 before the season starts. I know that seems kind of impossible, but it's really one of my goals, so it would mean a lot if you guys who are new would please click subscribe. But like I said, 2-quarterback and Superflex have similar strategies, pretty much the same strategies, because your Superflex you're always going to be starting a quarterback pretty much, and a 2-quarterback you do need 2 quarterbacks, obviously. So, it's a 45-second pick timer, so you are going to be seeing picks going pretty fast. So this video might not take as long as I thought. So the first pick is Zeke Elliott, which is pretty normal. Usually you're seeing Zeke or Saquon go with the 1. We will probably see the first few picks go Zeke, Saquon, Barkley, Alvin Kamara as normal, and then someone will probably pick Patrick Mahomes near the end of here. I think it is 0.5 PPR in this draft, because I did not know that. So, let's get into it. Christian McCaffrey, so the first 4 picks are Zeke, Saquon, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. Nothing out of the ordinary here for a draft in any kind of format. Superflex, 2-quarterback, even PPR, standard. That's pretty much how the draft's going to go. At the 5 position goes David Johnson, which isn't out of the normal either. Normally, you're going to be seeing David Johnson or Melvin Gordon being picked at the 5 position. At the 6th spot, you see Devontae Adams go, first quarterback off the board. So that's also pretty normal. Like I said, Adams coming out the 6th. The 7th will probably be Melvin Gordon or DeAndre Hopkins, if I had to guess, unless they wanted to jump on a quarterback here, and that quarterback being Patrick Mahomes. Nope, it was DeAndre Hopkins. And Patrick Mahomes in these 2-quarterback drafts, you'll probably see going in the first round, most likely every single time, in a 2-quarterback or superflex draft. After Patrick Mahomes, James Conner is picked, and then there's 1 pick until we get to go. So we may luck out and get Melvin Gordon. Psych with that, Melvin Gordon was picked. So it's our pick, and we are going to be going running back here. And the best running back on the board here, in my opinion, is Joseph Mixon. So that's who we're going to go. We're going to get Joe Mixon and lock that one in. Draft Joe Mixon. I think he's the best running back that was on the board right there. After we went Joe Mixon, Patrick Mahomes was selected. So like I said, the first quarterback coming off the board is always Patrick Mahomes in these drafts, pretty much every single time. So, pretty much, you should expect that the next couple of quarterbacks, so right, like I said, Patrick Mahomes has been taken, so the next couple of guys, which on this website is Andrew Luck, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, those kind of guys are going to be going like the 2nd, 3rd round, and then like Baker Mayfield, Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, all those guys will probably go in like the 4th round, and they'll all go in a row. Usually a lot in these 2-quarterback leagues or Superflex, you're going to see a lot of runs, so it's our pick now. Odell and Michael Thomas went. So Le'Veon Bell is still available here, but I think we are going to go receiver since half PPR and a great receiver in Juju is still here. So we are going to be picking Juju Smith-Schuster. I wouldn't be mad going Juju or Mike Evans, but I prefer Juju in over Mike Evans. But like I said, it's kind of a toss-up, so I wouldn't be mad going either guy in that situation. So now we're waiting for a pick, and most likely when we come back, we're going to try to go running back, unless one of those elite quarterbacks is still left on the board. Mike Evans goes after we go, which is pretty normal, like I said. Mike Evans is a guy that I do like to target in the second round if guys like Juju or Michael Thomas, Odell. Actually, I wouldn't even go Odell. I'd rather get Mike Evans than Odell. Even though I see a lot of upside in Odell, he seems to get injured like every year, and he is a drama queen. While I don't know if he'll be a drama queen in Cleveland, I do know that that is his past. So after Mike Evans was picked, Adam Thielen comes off the board, followed by Dalvin Cook. So only one quarterback has went so far, and we're halfway through the second round. So will Andrew Kirkhoff change that at the sixth pick? Will he change everyone's opinion and just go Andrew Luck here? If I was coming back this way, I may consider going quarterback if I was back here, but Le'Veon Bell goes. So after Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley is picked, and like I said, don't draft Todd Gurley this early. I don't want Todd Gurley at all because of his injury, and I don't think I want to preach safety in the first couple of rounds, and that's why I would do that. And I don't think Todd Gurley is safe. That's also why I don't draft Dalvin Cook because I don't think he's safe. So after after Todd Gurley is picked, AB is selected, followed by Travis Kelce and Nick Chubb. Now, I can tell you that on Fantasy Football Calculator, the ADPs are slightly different because Nick Chubb is usually going at the back of the beginning of the second round. Same with Damian Williams, whereas here Damian Williams hasn't even been picked yet and is still surviving to the end of the second round. So that's what it tells you, that Sleeper and every single website has different ADP. So you got to make sure that when you're mock drafting closer to your actual draft in August, you're going to want to use the website that you draft on. But if you're drafting in person, then the ADP is kind of formed by how people are picking around you. You probably print out an ADP sheet to get the general idea of where a certain guy goes, so you don't reach like 5 rounds just to pick some guy. But that's pretty much how it's going to go. So after Nick Chubb, Marlon Mack went. So let me touch on Travis Kelce. Now, Travis Kelce is going to be picked in usually in the first round, but I guess since the two quarterback league, tight ends aren't as important. But Travis Kelce and his two amigos, George Kittle and Zach Ertz, are going to be picked in the first the first 4 rounds. They're usually going to be completely gone unless it's in a two quarterback league. But even then, normally I see all three of those guys go. So after Marlon Mack, the two quarterback run was started with Andrew Luck, followed by Aaron Rodgers. And like I said, you're going to be seeing quarterback runs happen a lot in two quarterback leagues or superflex leagues because people don't want to miss out on those things. So after Damian Williams went, Deshaun Watson was selected, followed by Amari Cooper. So like I was saying, what I was saying was that the quarterback runs tend to happen. So don't really panic. I wouldn't really panic on picking a quarterback too early in these kind of leagues. But if you are not as comfortable streaming with your second and third guy that you're going to be drafting, then I would rather go with one of those elite guys. Like if you went Patrick Mahomes, you definitely don't have to worry about your first quarterback. So after Deshaun Watson went, Amari Cooper, Zach Ertz, George Kittle went. Like I said, the big three tight ends went in the first 3 rounds. Normally, first 3 or first 4. Right now, 4 quarterbacks have gone, which is pretty typical in a two quarterback draft. Sometimes you'll even see even more quarterbacks being picked here. So it is one pick before us. Aaron Jones just went, so we need to be looking for who we want. Do we want another running back, like I said? Or do we want that glorious... Oh, it's our pick. So Leonard Fournette went, and we want running back. And I think the best running back here, the most upside guy, I think is Devontae Freeman. But like I said, we avoid injury risk. And even though Kerryon got injured last year, he doesn't have much of an injury history, I believe. So we are going to go Kerryon Johnson here. After we go Kerryon, now it is Baker Mayfield coming off the board. So 2 QBs coming out from this guy in the first 3 rounds. Would I do that necessarily? No, not in the slightest. I would never do that. The only time I'm picking 2 quarterbacks near each other is if I'm going in like the 5th round I draft a guy. Then maybe 2 rounds later, in the 7th or in the 8th, 3 rounds later, I would go quarterback again, so that you're not too worried about having a guy having to have a revolving door of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Dak Prescott. While I do like those guys in one quarterback leagues, I think it is harder to select those guys in a 2 quarterback league because none of them are really safe. Hopefully, Matt Ryan falls to us because that is the quarterback we would want here over a guy like Carson Wentz, Russell Wilson, or Drew Brees. It would be a real shame if that did not happen. But this guy already has 2 quarterbacks, so he should not be going quarterback. And of course, that ass fuck went Matt Ryan. So Matt Ryan went, followed by Derrick Henry. So now we're just going to, I guess, wait until the 5th round to go quarterback, and we will just end up going receiver or running back here. At the running back position, Josh Jacobs is probably the best guy available. And then at the receivers, there's still a bunch of good guys, so we are going to go with the best receiver on the board, which is T.Y. Hilton here. I want to make my pick, and then I'll explain it. So T.Y. Hilton, I like over guys like Keenan Allen. I don't like A.J. Green at all. So T.Y. Hilton is good because I think he's on such a high-powered offensive Indy, and I don't really see him getting hurt as much as I could see Keenan Allen getting hurt. So that's why I do that. That's why I'm more likely to go receiver in that, or go T.Y. Hilton in that situation. I also do like Julian Edelman. Now, he's a guy I could also pick there due to, if it's a standard league Julian Edelman, I would strongly stay away from, or not as likely to pick, because his upside comes with catching 8 balls a game, 9 balls a game, because Brady loves targeting him. All right, after Julian Edelman was picked, Brandon Cooks goes. Brandon Cooks went before Robert Woods. Normally, I go Robert Woods over Brandon Cooks on the Rams and over Cooper Kupp. I don't really target Cooper Kupp at all, but that's just how life goes, you know? So after Brandon Cooks goes, currently waiting. So now we're going to want to target a quarterback now. Probably coming back here so that we can get one of those solid guys. I wish we could have gotten Matt Ryan, but we're probably going to be looking at a guy like Drew Brees or Carson Wentz, which isn't too bad waiting until the 4th round and getting a solid guy like that after we have our 2 starting running backs and our 2 starting receivers. After Brandon Cooks goes Robert Woods, so the 2 Rams receivers going back to back, Michael Jordan, 96, 97. Normally you are going to be seeing Cooks, Woods, and Kupp go within the same round. The 4th or 5th round, you're usually going to see all of them go all at once because the Rams are such a high-powered offense. And that obviously comes with potential for 2 out of 3 of the guys getting 1,000-yard seasons, or even 3 out of the 3 guys. But I do not trust Cooper Kupp due to his injury last season. And I don't like to draft guys who have been injured in the past, even though I did kind of contradict myself by drafting Carry-On, but I think Carry-On will come back from it. After Robert Woods was selected, Kenny Golladay and Stephon Diggs came off the board. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 receiver run goes in the draft. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of runs. Don't panic when the runs happen. I started the run. Start the run. Don't be one of those bitches who jumps into the run. Over here, this guy, if he picks a receiver, he needs a receiver, so it would make sense that he would, but he got absolutely fucked out of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks. So half the teams currently have a quarterback. After Stephon Diggs, A.J. Green went. I would not target A.J. Green due to his just toe being absolutely fucked, and he's always out because of his toe. So you don't want some guy who's out all the time because of an injury. So after A.J. Green, this guy already has 1 quarterback, so I don't think that he will go another quarterback here, and neither will the guy who has Luck. These 2 teams I like a lot, starting with Ezekiel Elliott, Marlon Mack, and then Andrew Luck, and then a guy going Saquon, Chubb, Aaron Rodgers. That's a team I like a lot in a 2 quarterback league, but I do like my team better, obviously, because I think you could just wait on quarterback. But after A.J. Green went, Tyler Lockett was selected. I talk about Tyler Lockett a lot in my videos because I like him a lot. I think he's going to be getting a shit ton of catches on the team because he is going to be the number 1 on Seattle, and Metcalf is really only good at running straight. So, after Lockett went, followed by O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard is normally going to be, you're going to be seeing the guys like O.J. Howard, Eric Ebron, Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram all go, and Jared Cook all go from like the 5th to like the 7th round, all of them are going to be gone. So if you want one of those kind of guys, you're going to have to pick them there. Normally, I wait till later and get a guy like Vance McDonald later in the draft. So that guy went OJ Howard, Josh Jacobs. And then now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks until ours. So we are going to want to we are going to be targeting the quarterback position here. Like I said, because I want to get one of those solid quarterbacks, unless they all happen to go before, and then we'll just absolutely tank at the quarterback position and go like Jameis Winston, Big Ben. Try to get a guy like Kyler Murray later, potentially. You need to make sure in 2 quarterback or superflex that you draft 3 quarterbacks, because you obviously in 2 quarterback especially, you need to have a backup that has a different bye. Also, the buys are important. You need to make sure that they all have different bye weeks, because otherwise you're fucked. Like right now, I would not keep the buys too much in mind when you're getting like running backs or receivers, but all of my players have different buys. That was strictly because of luck, because I didn't even look at the buys. But after Josh Jacobs went, Philip Lindsay was selected. Now this guy taking forever with his thumb up his ass to make his pick, and his pick is Kenyon Drake. So all these, it seems like right now everyone has a pretty solid team. No one really absolutely collapsed and made an idiotic move. I would actually, except for this guy going Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, I would not suggest doing that. So now, right now, we are in a running back run, a 1, 2, 3, 4 running back run, because after Kenny Drake was selected, David Montgomery comes off the board. So right now, while we're waiting for this guy to pick, please subscribe. There's a subscribe button right here. There's also one down below. So make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified for all of my videos. Hopefully I don't talk too fast for you guys. I do think I do talk pretty fast, because I got a lot of things on my mind, you know. Fast, 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 you know, keep going fast. But after David Montgomery's picked, Hunter Henry goes. So like I said, a lot of those middling tight ends are going to go in like the 4th, 5th, 6th round, because after in my opinion, after the big 3 guys go off, there is a huge, huge difference between those guys and a guy like OJ Howard or Hunter Henry. And that's why I normally just wait and go like Vance McDonald, or hope that Evan Ingram falls into like the 7th round, and that's where I would select him. But in a 2 quarterback league, the tight end is not as important. So Hunter Henry went, and now we are out here waiting for this guy to pick, waiting for Andrew to pick. And he's waiting. 7, 5. Drew Brees. Fuck. That's who I would have been looking here. Maybe we will be able to get Russell Wilson or Carson Wentz. Russell Wilson goes. Don't fucking snipe me here. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account. 8 quarterbacks have been selected off the board. Now, these 2 guys don't have a quarterback, so it is likely that we may get absolutely fucked here, and Cam Newton and Carson Wentz will get absolutely. Russell Wilson went, so hopefully Carson Wentz doesn't go. Kyler Murray went. Not much of a reach, I guess, in a 2 quarterback league, but I am not too heavy on picking him in a 2 quarterback league. So 1 pick before us, it'll probably be a quarterback, so we probably won't be able to get Carson Wentz. I don't think. Oh, Mark Ingram went, so we do get Carson Wentz. Boom. Carson Wentz is a solid quarterback to have in a 2 quarterback league. Obviously, he is injury prone, but he is a solid option to have. So after we picked Carson Wentz, Tariq Cohen comes off the board. So now I think we just wait until a bit later and try to get a guy like Goff or Winston in like 2 rounds, and hope that we can just get more running back depth here. And hopefully we can get some depth before all the guys go that I normally target. So it's our pick. Cooper Kupp went off the board. So Cooper Kupp fell 2 rounds from where he normally is picked. So right now, if we do not go for... We could just go receiver here for our flex, because the running backs are so far down and there are such solid receivers here. We are going to go our flex, and we're going to go... We got either DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, or Calvin Ridley. And I want to go Chris Godwin in this situation because of the immense upside on Tampa Bay. Because Jameis Winston absolutely throws the ball to everyone. He throws it to the offense. He throws it to the defense. He's not afraid. He ain't no bitch. He'll throw it to the other team. He just throws it every time. So don't worry about maybe drafting Jameis in a 2 quarterback league where you're going to be seeing pick central station is kind of scary. But I would not be too scared of it. After Chris Godwin, we select Chris Godwin. So our 2 receivers do have the same bye, which is fine. because we can just draft a receiver later that has a different buy to start. So after Jared Goff goes, Evan Ingram goes, followed by James White. And then we are currently waiting for the next pick to go off the board. Sorry if I don't talk every once in a while when nothing is happening, because I don't really know exactly what to be talking about. So let me talk about here. The two New England running backs go back to back, so that's James White and Sony Michel now. James White is a great target in PPR type formats. I would not target him standard because he's pretty much a receiver playing the running back position. Sony Michel did get injured last year, so I don't really trust him, and I don't really trust any of the running backs out of New England, probably besides James White. After Sony Michel comes off the board. But Sony Michel in the 6th is a pretty solid pick because normally he's going in like the 4th or the 5th round. So after Sony is picked, Darius Geis comes off the board, followed by Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore. So Calvin Ridley and DJ Moore are two solid receivers that I do like drafting later, like in the middle of rounds. Same with Tyler Boyd. Jarvis Landry is not a guy I'm targeting necessarily, but he is a guy I wouldn't hate to be on my team. Darius Geis, who was picked before that, I want to talk about him. He's a guy that I'm not targeting because I don't want any of the running backs from Washington. It is a crowded backfield, and I don't know how it's going to work out. Now, once preseason happens, obviously, you have a better idea. But at the very moment, I don't have the best idea of what they're going to do, so that's why I stray away. So Lamar Miller is picked, followed by Tyreek the Freak Hill. And Lamar Miller's a guy I am targeting back here because I see he's just has such solid floor. He's always doing solid. And that is something I target, someone who he's sneaky good because he doesn't really have he's never going to score you 30 points, right? But he is always going to score like 10. And that's solid in your flex position, having someone who's always going to score 10 points or someone who you can just throw in as your RB2. So after Lamar Miller goes, Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins goes. Now Tyreek Hill, we don't know about how long his suspension is, so that is obviously a reason to stray away. But if his suspension is not that long, he could be a guy that is Tyreek Hill could be a league-winning potential guy in the 7th round if he only gets 4 games because it will have Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball, and if you can survive the first 4 weeks going 2-2, you have him locked in the rest of the season. That could be a potential league-winning move, like I said. So after Dak Prescott, a absolute reach of N'Keal Harry is picked. N'Keal Harry is a guy that I'm not necessarily targeting. I don't hate him, but I don't know what he's going to do in New England's offense. At the beginning in June, when I was making videos, I was targeting him a lot. Now I don't target him as much because it came out in camp that he was not doing too hotty hot. So after N'Keal Harry was picked, Jameis Winston was picked. So now we wait. And while we're waiting, please click that like button and leave a comment about something in the video. It would mean a lot to me. After Jameis Winston went, Rashad Penny went. So another running back that I like to target went. I like Penny due to the upside that he could be the one on such a run-heavy offense like Seattle. And I also like Chris Carson out of the same team. Has Chris Carson been picked yet? Yeah, he was picked in the 5th. So hopefully Latavius Murray is not picked, the guy I would be targeting here. So after Rashad Penny, not Latavius Murray, Big Ben Roethlisberger is picked. So we have one pick before we get to go. And we need to hope that Latavius is not picked. I'm not going to queue him up due to the fact that when you do that, they normally get sniped and he falls to us. Now we're going to pick him, and then I'm going to explain why I picked him because I don't want to have to wait a while to explain. So Latavius Murray is a guy I target because he's a solid flex option, and he has the upside to be if what's his name is to get hurt, that he could be the number one on a team. So I'll explain more about my 2 picks after I make this pick. So we currently have 3 running backs, 2 receivers, and a quarterback. So we're probably gonna go running back one more time here. Actually, we are gonna probably just go quarterback here and get our second guy that we want before they all fall out of here. And we're just gonna go with Phil the Thrill Rivers right here. Boom. Okay, so the reason why we picked Latavius Murray is because of his upside, that if Alvin Kamara goes down, he could end up being a top 12 fantasy running back. And the reason why we target him is because of that, and also because he's going to be stealing touchdowns and getting a bunch of runs on the team, just like how Mark Ingram was last year on the same exact New Orleans team. So after we went Latavius Murray, Eric Ebron was picked, followed by Darrell Henderson, Christian Kirk, Mike Williams, and then we picked Phillip Rivers, and then Josh Allen went after that. So, and then after Josh Allen, Jared Cook was picked. So right now our team is pretty solid. We got Joe Mixon, Juju Smith-Schuster, Kerryon Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, Carson Wentz, Chris Godwin, Latavius Murray, and Phil the Throw Rivers. Now, like I said, it's important to make sure your quarterbacks have 2 different bye weeks because you don't want to be that guy who has 0 quarterbacks to start on 1 week, and that's an automatic loss if you don't have 2 quarterbacks playing, pretty much. So, we are going to probably just want to target running backs the rest of the way because we have 3 solid receivers and we have 3 running backs, and you want to get that running back depth at the back of the draft so that you can build a team that if someone was to go down, you could get that solid team. So we're not targeting any of these guys really, except for Miles Sanders. I would be willing to target here. Royce Freeman, Ronald Jones, Donta Foreman, all those kind of guys. Jalen Samuels are guys I will target. So after Jared Cook went, Kirk Cousins went, Captain Kirk, and then Alshon Jeffrey followed by Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I made a video, do not draft Jimmy Garoppolo, and if Jimmy Garoppolo is your first quarterback in a 2-quarterback league, you drastically fucked up, and your team is going to, that guy's team, Team 5, Drewski, his team is going to suck ass, because you can't have your number 1 quarterback be someone in a 2-quarterback league that isn't even that great in a 1-quarterback league. After Jimmy Garoppolo goes, Tevin Coleman goes, followed by Lamar Jackson, and then David Njoku. So we did lose out on the tight ends we wanted. So we are going to just be tanking the tight end position and draft 2 right at the end. So there is 15 rounds in this draft, and we're already halfway through. So after David Njoku went, Dante Pettis was picked. So we are going to hopefully be getting those running backs that we want, and then just go with 2 tight ends later, probably at the back of the draft. So we still have, since there's 15 rounds, we have the 9th round, the 10th round, the 11th round, the 12th round, 13th round. So we have 5 regular player rounds left, and then we are going to be going with the defense and kicker. So with that said, we need 1 more quarterback, which takes up 1 round. We need a tight end, which takes up another round. We need probably another tight end because we're tanking the tight end position, and then we get 2 running backs with our other picks. So after Dante Pettis came off the board, Mitchell Trubisky was picked, followed by Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford. So we do want to get a 3rd quarterback later, and hopefully we can get a guy like Nick Foles as our bench guy. Does Nick Foles have the same bye week as a quarterback we have right now? Carson Wentz, yes, he does the same bye week, so we can't do that. We probably will just target Derek Carr at that point, and never mind, Derek Carr went, even though I don't like Derek Carr that much. In a 1-quarterback league, he'd be our 3rd quarterback, so you need to get a starting quarterback as your 3rd quarterback. So Matthew Stafford went, followed by Chicago defense, and then Derek Carr. And like I said, I don't target defenses early because I don't think that it will pay off. Miles Sanders, sadly, was picked before we got to pick, and he's a guy that I want to talk about. He's a guy who is probably going to be in a running back by committee, but a few weeks into the season, he will get that oomph straight into being the number 1 probably, and could be a solid target for you in drafts. And could be a guy 4 weeks into the season that could be RB2, probably potential each and every week. So after Miles Sanders went, Mike Sanders, Robbie Anderson was picked, and that was 1 more pick, and so we get to go. Larry Fitzgerald was picked after Robbie Anderson, and now we wait for this guy to pick. So we're definitely going running back here. It's probably going to be Royce Freeman, the Rolls Royce, as long as he doesn't get selected here. Allen Robinson was picked, so we're going to go Royce Freeman here. Royce Freeman is going to be a guy who could end up being the number 1 on Denver, and I do like that upside, so we're going to be going Royce Freeman here. Strictly because of that. After we go Royce Freeman, Kareem Hunt is picked, followed by Kareem Hunt, and then a blank. Now, I don't think I will end up going 2 tight ends. We'll just go with 1 and stick with them through the first couple of weeks and then just drop them if they're not good so that we can get 3 running backs still with a backup quarterback, or get another running back with these guys, because the running backs do win you your league. So after we went Royce Freeman, Kareem Hunt went, followed by Donta Foreman, Marvin Jones, Jordan Howard, and that's our pick again. So we're going to go with another high upside running back, Ronald Jones. He looks absolutely yoked. Sorry, I burped. I think I retweeted the picture on Twitter. If you follow my Twitter, it's at NotoriousFNTSY. Check the description down below for the link to that. He's yoked. He's huge, and he has potential to being the number 1 on Tampa Bay, which should be a pretty high scoring offense. Even though there probably won't be that good of a team, they are going to have a lot of red zone opportunities since Jameis Winston just absolutely slings it, and they have a good coach in Bruce Arians. So after I picked Royce Freeman, Kareem Hunt went, Donta Foreman, Marvin Jones, Jordan Howard, then we picked Ronald Jones, then Will Fuller went. Now, Will Fuller's a guy I do like a lot, but I don't necessarily know if he has that. He is gonna get injured. That's the only problem. But while if you are confident with your receivers and you pick him, you can put him as your flex, and he'll be scoring 20 points a game for probably 5-6 weeks, and then he'll get hurt. So if you're willing to deal with that, then go right ahead, pull the trigger on Will Fuller. A reason why I like Kiki Kuti, the third receiver on that team, it is DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, then Kiki Kuti, is because Kiki Kuti will probably end up being the 2 once Will Fuller goes down, 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 down. But even with Will Fuller in the lineup, Kiki Kuti did do pretty good. So after Will Fuller went, Naheem Hines went, followed by Corey Davis. Corey Davis on my do not draft list. You do not touch that guy. You cross him right off your draft board. You don't want that guy in the slightest. So after Corey Davis went, Courtland Sutton was picked, and we're probably just going to be targeting that quarterback at the end of the draft, and we are probably going to go, we're in the 10th round, so in the 11th round, we are probably going to go running back again, because we have 3 receivers that we could. Oh, actually, we do need another receiver, because we do have 2 guys on the same bye week, so we do need to target a receiver here. And hopefully Kiki Kuti is available to get in the back of the draft. Otherwise, we're going to have to go Marquez Valdes-Scantling, which I'm perfectly fine with. Oh, Peyton Barber, a guy I like to target, did go, because he could also. He's the same reason why I like Ronald Jones is the same reason why I like Peyton Barber, because he has potential to be the number 1 on that team. So after Peyton Barber went, Eddie Dalton went, followed by DK Metcalf, and then now we are entering the 11th round. Now, I hope you guys have been enjoying the video. I don't know how long I've been recording for. It's probably been like 20 minutes. You guys are probably 20 minutes in, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying. You can pause the video right now, leave a comment, say something encouraging to me, so that I feel good about myself. And while you're down there, click that goddamn subscribe button so you can get all my videos. And if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. But, that is not very important to the draft. After DK Metcalf went, Dante Moncrief is selected. So, what I noticed now is James Washington, the receiver out of Pittsburgh, is falling. He took a fucking tumble. They threw him off the ledge. All my friends are dead. And he is gone. No one wants to touch him. Dante Moncrief is the train you want to hop on. Like I have stated before. Dante Moncrief over James Washington. I would not be drafting James Washington. Kiki Kuti went. Dante Moncrief went, followed by Trey Burton. Then Kiki, do you love me, Kuti? So we are going to need a tight end eventually, and probably to draft our backup quarterback before all the guys are gone. So we are going to want to look at the quarterbacks here, and hopefully get one that I don't think is going to be ass. But hopefully that does not happen. And hopefully we can get a guy like, even like Mariota. Hopefully we can. I'd rather get. Let's see. There's really no guys here that I even want, realistically. Because how many guys have 3 quarterbacks? 1, 2, 2. 2. two guys have two quarterbacks, but Nick Foles is the guy I want, but like he's the same bye week as Carson Wentz, so I can't even do that. I guess we're probably gonna have to just go Mariota and live with it, even though I don't like Mariota all that much, if I'm being honest. I don't like Mariota that much, but I don't like any of these other guys at all, so we're gonna have to go Mariota here if it comes to us. Thank God he did not pick Mariota, even though I think Mariota might get hurt. So if Mariota goes down, you're just gonna have to pick up Tannehill. We're gonna go Mariota here to secure our third quarterback. After Mariota went, Nick Foles was selected, followed by Ito Smith. And after Sam, I don't know if I said these picks. After Kiki Cootie went, Sam Darnold, followed by Jerick McKinnon, LaShawn McCoy, Jalen Samuels, Devin Funchess, Adrian Peterson. We picked Mariota, followed by Nick Foles, Ito Smith, D.D. Westbrook, and L.A. Rams defense. So it is our pick, and I was not fucking paying attention. So we're going to go tight end here, I think, because I want to get Austin Hooper here, who I don't really like all that much. But when you tank so hard on a tight end, you're going to have to go with a guy like Austin Hooper, who has top 10 potential at the back of the draft. And we only have one more pick before we have to pick our kicker and defense. So I'm going to recap our lineup right now. We got we have 1, 2. We have Joe Mixon, Kerryon Johnson, Latavius Murray, Royce Freeman, Ronald Jones. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs. We have 3 receivers. We have 3 quarterbacks, 1 tight end. So we are going to just draft one more receiver, or most likely here we're going to draft a receiver because we have guys. Because a guy like Marquez Valdes-Scantling was picked. Hopefully Curtis Samuels falls to us back here because he's a guy I do like to target in the back of my drafts because of the upside of the Panthers being pretty good and him being the number 2 target on that team. So after we picked Austin Hooper, Golden Tate was picked, followed by MVS, and then Dion Lewis, then Geronimo Allison. Normally you see Geronimo Allison go before Marquez Valdes-Scantling. They're both on the same team. And Marquez Valdes-Scantling is normally my target because he goes last out of those guys, and he's a guy that I like a lot because he's going to be like the outside receiver, and Aaron Rodgers is one of the great passers in the league who can hit you outside the numbers. So that's why we like him. That is also coming at you from Nick BDGE. He talks a lot about that. Nick Ercolano on YouTube. I do watch his videos. I like them a lot, and he's one of the reasons why I do like Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So after Geronimo Allison went, Emmanuel Sanders was picked, followed by Curtis Samuels, the guy we wanted, Deshaun Jackson, Anthony Miller, Jags defense, Dwayne Haskins, Alexander Madison, the handcuff for Dalvin Cook. So hopefully someone that I want back here comes to us, and I'm not stuck with some absolute ass, which is probably what's going to happen. Hopefully Mecole Hardman falls to us, or Traquan Smith. And I'll explain which guy I'm going to pick once they fall. So after Madison went, Austin Eckler was picked, followed by Carlos Hyde and James Washington. Like I said, I'm not targeting James Washington because I don't really want the 3 on the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion. And I don't think James White is that good. So we got 25 seconds. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 picks until us. And we are hopefully going to be getting that receiver like we said. And we only have 3 rounds left until we're going to recap our team and say goodbye to you, the viewer. So James Washington went, followed by Tyrell Williams. Come on, big money. Mecole Hardman or Traquan Smith here. Is there any guys sleeping down here? Going to sleep? Not at all. Not at all. There's no one sleeping down here. After Tyrell Williams goes, oh, no, he didn't pick yet. We are at the 10 slot now. At the 10 slot, honestly, in 2 quarterback is not that bad. I'd like to draft towards the back of the draft in really any league, except for unless you have the first 4 picks, I'd like to be towards the back, over inside of the middle. I'll probably make a video on later, probably in August, like the number one place to draft, like where you want to draft, the most ideal spot. Like, say you get to pick where you're drafting. That's what that video will be about. But after Tyrell Williams went, Josh Rosen was selected. So we gotta wait, and we're gonna hope that we can get that receiver that we want. And then we're going kicker and defense. Only one. Oh wait, Raquel Armstead went the handcuff to Leonard Fournette. That makes sense. So it's our pick. We're going receiver, and we're just gonna go Traquan Smith for the upside that he ends up being the number 2 guy on the Saints, and that Drew Brees targets him a lot. So after Traquan Smith went, McCole Hardman went, followed by Chris Herndon. LA Chargers defense, kickers D, or not kickers D, Greg Zuerlein, and now it's our pick. So you want to go defense normally. Actually, want to go kicker first because no one has taken a kicker. Normally we would go kicker or defense. I don't know the normal strategy. We're gonna go Justin Tucker here, but I'm gonna explain to you how to pick a defense when we do it. Actually, I'm just gonna explain it now. So when you're picking a defense, you don't want to pick like the Bears defense. You can pick the Bears defense early if you want, but any other defense like the Jags, the Rams, Chargers, I would not be targeting until the last 2 rounds of the draft in respect to how you pick kicker or defense. But you're going to want to go with the way you're going to do it is you're going to Google NFL schedule. You're going to read the schedule. You're going to print it out, bring it to your draft, and then pick the defense that's playing against a shitty offense. And that's how I tell you how to do it in every single video. So after we picked Justin Tucker, Cleveland Browns went, followed by Will Lutz. So hopefully these guys hurry up because we're picking kickers and defenses. And I am just going to pick the top ranked defense on here, but in the real draft, obviously I will have done the research. There will be a video about it on my channel in August. So that's why you need to subscribe and turn those notification bells on so that you can come back and watch the videos when I am back, or when I am recording the videos. Alright, so you're going to be notified instantly when they come out. So normally I upload mock drafts at 7 in the morning, and then my other videos come out like 9, 12, some other time. Not near the nighttime. But after Minnesota defense went, so a bunch of defenses went, I'll only talk about the players who are drafted because I don't think talking about a defense or a kicker being picked is all that important. So Kyle Rudolph went. Kyle Rudolph is an aging man. That's this guy's only tight end. I hate that move. If you're going to be picking some sorry-ass tight end at the back, why not just go with high upside like Noah Fant or TJ Hawkinson? I don't like, or Mark Andrews. I'd rather have any of those guys over a guy like Kyle Rudolph, in my opinion. So Dallas defense was picked, and we have, hopefully the draft hurries up and we get our guy. So Jake Elliott went, followed by Hakeem Butler. And now we must wait so that we can get our kicker. So, sorry, I just laughed. I just read something on my phone. Hakeem Butler went, followed by Green Bay defense. So, I'm not going to talk about defenses. Like I said, we have these people are on auto draft, so it'll go super fast to where we get to pick because they obviously don't give enough of a fuck to stay all the way in the draft to pick their defense. But we stay up in here so that I can talk to you guys. But it is 1 pick to our pick, and we're just going to be going with Philadelphia defense because they're the highest ranked defense. But that's not how you're going to actually do it. Like I said, I explained to you how to do it before. So rewind the video 2 minutes if you want to get a recap on that. But I say it in every single video. So if you watch any of my mock draft videos, you'll hear me talk about it. So I'm going to recap our team real quick. We went Joe Mixon. Our 2 starting running backs are Joe Mixon and Kerryon Johnson. Our 2 starting receivers are Juju Smith-Schuster and T.Y. Hilton. Our 2 starting quarterbacks are Carson Wentz and Philip Rivers. Our flex is Chris Godwin. And our bench is Latavius Murray, Royce Freeman, Ronald Jones, Marcus Mariota. Our tight end is Austin Hooper, and the rest of our bench is Traquan Smith, and our kicker and defense are Justin Tucker and the Philadelphia defense. So thank you guys all for watching the video. It really means a lot. Please, if you would leave a like and leave a subscribe down below, click that notification bell so you get notified for all my videos, and have a great goddamn day. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Tuesday. Goodbye, guys.